We're on the air at 9 o'clock on a Thursday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the panel this evening is Bridgeman and Port Bear, commonly known as Stato.
How we doing, boys?
Stato.
Good to hear you well, boys. And I'm ready to rock and roll tonight. Yep, ready to rock
Good
and roll.
man. Good man. Can I just say a big good evening to you guys? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Bridge?
I'm very well, thank you very much, and I hope you're as well too, pal. Struggling on. Age doesn't come alone. I could go on and on, couldn't I? I'm doing well, pal.
Thanks for the call. Don't be a stranger and we'll speak to you another night.
Love it.
How are you, Port?
Ah, well, mate, aye. Very well.
I'm a fat man.
Aye, very well, mate. Very well.
Well, you better have some stats for the night. I've got some for you.
Oh, surprise, eh?
Some of them have been posted as far back as 1963.
All right.
Wow, there's a thing.
That's all I used to be, isn't it?
Well, what you discovered last week, your Rangers knowledge is very, very limited. Is that right, Bridge?
Oh my God. I can't say that about my partner.
You
You
were,
were a team, weren't you? You were a team.
Absolutely. We can't go backstabbing like that. No.
That's not what you said that fair when he wasn't there.
Poor Bear knows that's not true. But there you go.
Aye, well, we've not spoke to you, Port. Here's your thoughts on the weekend, mate.
Well, mate, as the weekend goes, an unlikely hero in my eyes, Connor Goldson. You know, Good Rangers that Old Firm won over at Celtic Park. You know, a double to let us move 4 points clear. You know, against a 2-1 win over our fiercest rivals at their home ground, mate. You know, absolutely excellent. Goldson, Tiny's run perfectly. Glance in, Taverna's, the 9th minute free kick. Their keeper was, in my eyes, very, very hesitant and, not very brave coming for it. El Yunusi had a chance just after it, but, McGregor mopped up behind big Goldson. That was his 1-0 mistake of the game. But, getting into the second half, mate, Connor Goldson's only scored 6 Premiership goals. And that's 2 of them this season so far. And then, the second with the move, the one-touch move, turning home Scott Arfield's low cross, at the second attempt, which I thought, by the way, it was just a wee bit of a kick and rush and a wee scramble in the box, but wasn't he actually finishes that Oxtear, to kiss towards to kiss the television cameras. They're celebrating like the fans are still there, but good on him. And you gone for that. Ryan Kent, twice denied, Christopher Ayer. Kent had dominance, he was pretty dominant in my opinion, to turn the screw on the hoops, but Celtic were unable to test McGregor across the 90 minutes. Gerrard's side had little to worry about, and they moved 4 points clear, mate, in a routine, easy, Old Firm win in many years, mate. I'm 43, it's the easiest one in my years.
Oh, well, there's at least one Stewart's inquiry there, Bridge, isn't there?
I have to say yes. I'd put maybe 2 or 3 because I wonder. The main one, as he said, he's 40.
3.
I know. I'm sure there's a 5 in that number, mate. Have you seen him?
Aye, 35.
Aye, right.
No,
You're getting like Oxtear there saying that, pal. It's always go up the way.
You know me, Bridge. You know me. A prince amongst men. Right, a great point you made there, poor bit about Goldson, with the 2 goals. We've scored 26 goals this season in the league, mate. And who's got them? Barisic has got them. Golson's got them. Tav's got a right few. Obviously, Alfie's chips in with a couple. We know that Kent scored a few. The goals are right through the team, aren't they?
Aye, and that's a good sign. And I heard Fox touching on last night, about the system we play. And I have to agree with you, man. I watched Liverpool last year when they won the league, and Steven Gerrard made no secret. And Conor Goldson said it during his match interview after it. This is 2 years next year. This is a project. And he always said it was, our gaffer. This is a project, and he's managed to get our team where they are in 2 years playing that football. I'm not saying next year we play it as good as Liverpool, mate, but I can see loads of similarities. I can see a difference in, Morelos' positioning. I certainly think he's deeper. I don't think he's in the box the way he was last year, where he was that, Fox in the box. I do think they've changed and tweaked the system a wee bit, mate. I really do. And I can see a lot of similarities to Liverpool. But that's the way he was playing when he played with under 18s, mate. He was told and instructed by Jurgen Klopp, like all the coaches doing there. He wants them off playing that same system as they do throughout the Liverpool, academy and stuff. So he's brought it here, and this is into about 2 years with him, full 2 years, and it's starting to really pay off in my opinion, mate. You can also say, mate, I think the Rangers look that they've got the bit between their teeth this year. I think we look more hungry to win, our first league than they are to get 10 their own, my opinion. I think we have got their number.
Mind your language when you're on the show, mate. I'm not going to tell you again.
Oh, I apologise. Yes, I apologise.
Bridgeman, difficult getting the staff, innit?
Yeah, but I think he's a good one. I must admit, I quite like him.
Because he's with a team, huh?
Well, there you go. We live and die by it, don't we?
With some great points, but right, Port. How do I put this without trying? You've watched all the games this season as such. Mm-hmm. Was that with the easiest victory
this year?
Aye, this season.
100%, 100%. And it's like I keep saying, if you try and play against Rangers, I spoke to you about this, mate, privately. If you try and play against Rangers, which they did try and do, it's a stupid thing to do, mate. It's a very stupid thing to do, because that was like a very, very mature European performance the other day, mate. It really was. And Celtic tried to play, and we absolutely ran over the top of them, mate. And it was well deserved, Ox, yeah. It was well deserved, mate. It was so easy, it was unreal.
Bridgeman, is that fair comment?
What was that? What did you say there? Was that? I missed the last word.
Comment? Was that fair comment?
Oh, that's fair comment. Aye, absolutely. I think we mentioned it a couple of times, and it's been mentioned a couple of times on Saturday. And I have to say, it was mentioned before Saturday. A number of guys phoned in here and said they felt really confident the way our team had been playing versus what they picked up either through the newspapers, radio, or even watched them on the telly. And they're witness to it, So as far as they were concerned, then Rangers should win. And I don't mean a daft prediction. I mean, some of the guys got it very close. I mean, I was very close. I went for a 1-0. As others went for 3 and 4, which I admire greatly. And it was nearer a 3 and 4 than a 1, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. Port Bennett, I could send an interesting man today. I don't know if you picked this up. That team we were playing on Saturday, who have been in the papers today. Do you know how many efforts they've had at goal in their last 3 games? European game away to St Johnstone and home to us.
I believe it's 0, Oxia. I believe it because certainly
they won one of the games 2-1, so that would struggle.
Right, I don't watch the results, mate, to be honest. So
right. In 3 games, right? They've had a grand total of 4 efforts on target.
Wow.
There you go. That surprised me. Well, enough about them. What about Glenn Kamara's performance, Portby?
Well, mate, I'm a bit of a fanboy with him as much, probably as much as I am with Hadji. I think Glenn Kamara played his best game in the Rangers jersey, in my opinion, since he's come in. I think you've seen we're seeing Glenn Kamara develop and evolve Oxford at a rapid pace, mate. Because when he first came in, I just thought he was and when I seen him in Finland, I thought he was like a holding midfielder. I know he's been schooled at Arsenal, and I know he's of great quality, but some of his touches, some of his play out that left wing, he seemed to show a turn of pace, which I never knew he had. And some of the touches and skills, mate, with his back heels and his flicks to get his muckers. Oxford, this guy's just going from strength to strength. He's just a perfect midfielder for me. You know, he seems to be able to do it all. And then we adding this forward part in his game, you know, driving towards a box. Never seen this, mate. Never seen this. So it's obviously something that's been coached. Maybe Steven Gerrard, because I know he's done it for Finland, maybe Steven Gerrard's seen it, of Iceland. Maybe Steven Gerrard's encouraged him, you know, to go and do the same. But he looks like a different player, mate. 50 grand.
Aye, 50 grand.
Yeah,
I'm not critical. I've been observing Kamara. He had that turn where he turned into the path, turned into trouble, if you like, Bridge, and played that blind pass. But God, when he started going forward, he showed me bits in some of the games, European game in Holland and on Saturday there. He showed bits of his game that I didn't know he had, Bridge. I've got to be honest.
I've always rated him highly. Even when he was at Dundee, and he played against us when he was playing with Dundee, and he looked very good on the ball. Easy stroll when he walks or even runs up the pitch. He looks so elegant doing it. He got himself into trouble, and we know that. He had this little thing where he would try the same move continuously, and then all of a sudden people start to realise what he's doing and go and play for it. And they ended up winning the ball or nicking the ball off him. And he's changed that. He's added a bit of variety in there. My goodness gracious, you know, some of the passes and passing movements he was involved in on Sunday were just electric. And some of them he started. Just marvellous. I don't want to go down the road of the 50 grand thing. I don't believe... I've got my own thoughts on the 50 grand. I know we eventually paid Dundee 50 grand for him. I gave 50 grand to Dundee. He was worth a lot more than that. In that 6 months that we got him, he's walked in and learned all about Rangers and what Rangers are like and so on and so forth. And that's built him, gave a great foundation. And you look at him now and you think, my goodness, if indeed that was what we did, what would we have paid for him? The guys were talking about it the other night there, Port, and some of them were talking about £10 million, you know. And I reckon if he improves the way he's improved and the quality of his game can even get better than we saw some of the stuff on Sunday. James, at the end of this season, he's going to be worth a lot of money. But he's got to keep going and not get injured and so on and so forth. And most of all, he's got to keep going to get picked, because it's a very tough area he's playing in. Very tough.
He was excellent, Port Bear. Anyway, it's a phone-in show, Port Bear, and I'm sure you've got some stats up your sleeve for us all.
I have a couple, right?
Some crackers. You're just going to pull them out like Bridge pulls the rabbits out of a hat? Or should I say, like Bridge pulls the 50s out his back pocket?
Oi!
What's the number, Port Bear?
It's 0141356 1972.
Our joins at Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought in the call with Fox and Old School Blue. If you phone in, hang up and we will phone you back. Bridgeman, what can we talk about?
We can talk about anything like, but mostly you have to talk about the Rangers, because that's what it's all about. The famous Glasgow Rangers.
All right. I think you could take the DIY questions tonight, Bridgeman, and maybe Port Bear could take a Thursday.
Aye, I'll do that tonight. Aye.
You're joking.
Any lonely hearts out there?
Somebody from Port Glasgow. Somebody from Port Glasgow and they're going to do romantic stuff. Nah,
any lonely hearts out there tonight, just give us a phone. Aye, we'll do that for you.
This could be a show. Bridgeman, pass me your night. Anyway, we've been joined by, I think it's Pro V1. I think it is, isn't it?
It's Prov 1. It's Prov.
Yeah, how we doing, mate?
Aye, I'm not bad.
Long time no here, pal. Long time no here.
Aye, I've not been so well, Bridge. Not so well, mate. No.
How are you doing now? But you getting better?
Aye, we're all right. We're all right. Well, that was a real tonic at the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet you that picked you up better than any. I bet you that picked you up any better
I
than
know
any
I
pill.
have. No, I have.
Brilliant.
Aye. We were, oh dear, we are the people. My God, what a day that was. That was fantastic. Fantastic. No, I was thinking,
Yes.
looking at that up and down thing about being a Rangers fan. About going all the way for watching my dad take me along to see Baxter and all that, going through all the 10 in a row and 9 in a row. It's been an incredible journey. And I've got to say, I think now we're looking at some of the better football we've seen for a long, long time. Going way back to the Wilkins days and the great midfielders that we had. I think we really are doing something now. Superb football.
Pro V, I would say I totally agree with you since the day that Gerrard walked in the door. But there's only one thing missing. Port Bear.
Silverware.
That's the thing. If he would have get that monkey off his back, people would look at the team differently, mate.
Maybe a wee bit older and I remember the silverware and that, and now I just watching the football in the park. That's what I want. I want to see my team taking the mickey out of these teams. I want to see them. I want to see them winning on the park. The silverware, it'll come. But
you want to see his mollocate teams.
Yeah, as Bridge says. Listen, we said there was something else I wanted to say. Before I go no well on that, I'd said I wanted to supply a kit to a kid,
right?
And we started it off on the I think it was Twitter. So if you want to organise it and get in touch with me, I want a kid to get the whole kit with their name on the back and all that. So if we can organise it, we'll sort it out and we'll get some young bear a full kit, the whole thing, the socks, the shorts, the whole lot.
Right. So what you're saying is, if we think that somebody's worthy or sort of deserving cause, you want us to pick it, get in touch, and we'll sort it out. Yeah.
Aye. That's what we want.
Would you make it up, Port Bear? Would you make it up?
Hold on, Maya, go. Right, bye bye. So that was Wayne. She's sitting listening.
So, are you putting her forward for it?
No, we said deserving Waynes. We said deserving Waynes. You know what I mean?
Prov one, there you get one already. Prov one, one in already.
Well, check size in case he's using it for himself.
No, mate. Listen, I've got to be honest with you. Castore don't make these sizes, mate.
Quadruple XL might just get there in the ankle.
I knew it was coming. All I can say, guys, sorry, she's fake port, so that tells you everything.
Right, there'll be nobody for the tail of the bank. Bridgeman, nobody for the tail of the bank. Maybe, what do you think, Bridger? A very needy area in the city. Maybe the West End of the city. What do you think?
West End, yes, absolutely. Up round about Kelvin's side.
No, we will get somebody, Pro V. We will get somebody who would really appreciate it, and it would go to a family that maybe aren't as wealthy as the Bridgeman. Let's just put it like that.
That's a shocker. That's a shocker saying that.
Half of Scotland isn't as wealthy as Bridge.
Together.
Oh, you're getting put off.
A very good gesture, Pro V. Very good gesture, Mucker.
Yeah. Well, I made it quite a long time ago. I just want to make sure it's done. So right. I'm going to go and listen to the show. So all the best, boys. It's brilliant.
Rob, absolutely brilliant having you on again. Absolutely brilliant and a great gesture. Great gesture, pal.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. See you
Cheers,
later.
bro.
All the best to you,
All
pal.
the best.
Stay safe.
Bye.
I wonder if I could get Ox on the back yet.
God, and you're saying about my sizes.
Oh, it's getting better and better.
We'll try and get you one of those that looks like a boob tube or something like that. You know, a wee boob tube.
I'm still getting a medium, mate. Still getting a medium.
Oh, boy.
Might not get half again. But I can still get there.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
A little bit
Botox.
up for a gesture.
Oh, mate, honestly, God. See that? That's just absolutely fantastic. For a man to do that, you know, these things are on the cheap, as we know, but he's willing to give some kid, you know, that does deserve a chance to wear the great blue jersey, you know, gentleman, an absolute gentleman. Can't speak highly of him.
Yeah, Prop 1's been long Rangers radio man. Long time now. Brilliant. Fox
Big
remembers
support.
him well. Aye, big supporter.
Big supporter of the show. Big supporter of the show. But he's gave us a task, and we'll see. I've just had a message. No, Skipper, you're no getting it.
Skipper. Absolutely brilliant, Skip. Get in there.
He
Oh,
better be bad at selling it.
I tell you what, if you're going to put Skipper out of the game, you have to put CB out of the game as well, because they're a duo. They do all the stuff behind the scenes together for sure.
They would share the strip, mate.
Exactly.
Oh, brilliant.
But I have to say that I think that the Skipper and CB might be good at organising all that stuff, because they're very good at other things, you know.
A shout, yep.
I'm not dead sure about Port Bear and his buddies down the water, as they say. I'm not sure about that Tail of the Bank stuff, you know. What do you think about the Tail of the Bank then, Oxtear?
Well, I think the Germans were unlucky. I think they got it slightly wrong.
Oh, brilliant. Just brilliant. So they're great to be popular, isn't it, Port Bear?
Aye, popular. Is that what you call it?
No, mate.
Aye, thanks, Fox. Oh, my belly.
Oh dear. That's exactly how you're not getting the strip.
It goes to my belly.
Right, we'll need to have a thinking about this. So, if you don't mind, I'll speak to Fox and we'll see if we can come up with a worthy individual. Yeah?
Totally.
Yes, do that. That'd be great. That'd be
Yeah.
brilliant.
And we'll let everybody know, and we'll let them know if the strip, and it's up to the person that gets it if they want us to tell who it goes to, because obviously people are a bit sensitive. But we'll make sure it goes to a willing home Port Bear.
Yeah, mate, I think it's important it goes to the right person. We know there's a lot of, you know, kids out there that are mums and dads, particularly, you know, there's areas where I work in.
Wait a minute. JFK, we're not getting it for your two boys.
God almighty, they're giants.
You do get North Face to make theirs.
That's a brilliant one, by the way. That's brilliant. The North Face. Superb.
Oh, is it Big Graham you call him? The giant?
Aye.
Aye, see.
He's a wee brother.
He's a wee
Is
brother.
that the wee one?
He's the smallest brother, yeah. I've never met the other boy, I must admit. I don't remember meeting him anyway.
Jimmy looks like a wee guy too.
He's a wee guy.
Jimmy? Did
You
him
met Jimmy?
Yeah, well, I've seen him on, you know, video call and that, but he still looks like a
No,
wee
but
guy.
you've seen him up in the what do you call it, the
bistro.
Ibrox.
No, he wasn't there the twice I was there. No, he wasn't there, mate. No.
Well, I must admit, I never recognised you. When somebody said there's Port Bear, I says, no, that guy's quite nice.
Aye, see? See?
And
That's mad.
you hadn't turned round at the time, like, you know, but...
All right, sorry. Was that any I turned up like a Peaky Blinders?
You were at Peaky Blinder, weren't you?
Was I? Yep.
Who was with you? There was somebody with you.
We knew England bear.
Neil. Yeah, England there.
We knew. Yeah.
Caused trouble, the Perry is up there, I'll tell you.
We did.
No, I mean, you, Bridge. Quiet, boys.
Oh, I'm very quiet. Very quiet. I was always a quiet boy, always. Well, I did things quietly, let's put it that way.
All right, so people might join us. What's the number, Port?
01413561972.
Or joins at Skype at rangersradio.online. You brought in a call with Fox and Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up. We'll be contact you right back. What can you talk about, Bridge?
You can talk about anything to do with it, like the famous Glasgow Rangers. And if you wanted any other subject, I'm sure we can accommodate it.
Here. I'm still in shock. What a gesture by Pro V1.
Just typical Bears, Oxford. That's just typical Bears, you know. Since I've come on to a show, you know, some of the things even like say yourself and Jimmy's done for guys, you know, guys that phone in and stuff, like give tickets away and stuff, you know, it tells me everything about you as a squad. So fair play to yous, and I said fair play to Pro V, man. What a gesture, mate. Well done.
Yeah. We're not for profit, mate, and
Nope.
it suits us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely, mate. Yep.
That's fair, Bridge, isn't it? It suits us, doesn't it? Money gives
Of course,
you
pal,
no
of
problem.
course. Yes, indeed.
Okay, well, phone us in. Last knockings on Saturday's game, and then we'll start moving forward, Port Bear, and start looking at the European tie, if you're all right with that.
I'm fine with that, mate. Yep.
Oh, but you must have some stats for Saturday you want to blow us away with. Come on, I'm waiting.
Well, you know, apart from the fact, you know, that mob crossed a road, you know, it's, to have failed to have shot on target in a league game for the first time since May 2009, mate, that's pretty shocking. That's a long time, like, you know, to not have shots in goal. And then obviously, you know, with Rangers, the last time the Rangers got a back-to-back win at Celtic Park was for the first time. It was 96-97. Can you any remember what manager it was under?
Could you say it again?
1996 to 97. Who was the last Rangers manager who won games at Celtic Park? Correct, mate. Brand new.
Yeah, I think definitely Walter Smith. Definitely. Yeah.
Mate, remember I done the quiz questions last week. They were off the memory. They weren't.
No.
You're talking about somebody who knows his stuff.
See where you started, Port.
Oh, sure, that's what I'm getting at here. It's at some feet, you know. And I know
Listen,
with dark times.
I'm going to tell you another thing, mate. See, the last time they did beat us there, when they beat us last season. No, sorry. The season before, when Morelos got sent off for kicking out of Brun, they played them off the park with 10 men and all.
Aye, I agree with you, mate.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
I felt most of last season, apart from the first game of the season when we admitted we felt the gaffer got his tactics wrong at Ibrox. Mm-hmm. I think every game after that, mate, we dominated all them games. I smelt this last year, Oxford. You know, it was early, and I thought I'll keep my mouth shut the now, but I felt we were getting their number. I think Gerrard has got the wee man's number across the road. I really do. I think he's been through these similar things before. I think Walter Smith, when they come back, again, what happens? Lennon was out the door, and I think this is what's going to happen with Gerrard. They've got a big decision to make. Steven Gerrard, mate, has now got the wee popcorn teeth across the water. He's got their number, mate, and that could be dangerous for Celtic. And like I touched on earlier on, we've got a bit between our teeth to get this first title and stop their 10 in a row. But they don't look up for the fight to keep their push for 10 in a row, in my opinion.
Can I just put a couple of wee stats that I remember just 2 years on this subject? And it was like the Scottish Cup semi-final at Hampden when we beat them. Yeah, we went through to the final, and their manager was sacked. They lost their manager, And then when the last time at New Year's game, when with Gerrard we beat Rodgers' team, Brendan Rodgers' side, and he left within a few months. He was gone to Leicester, and this is supporting Portbear. His theory. It won't be long. It won't be long till the wee man goes. I'll tell you that. It won't be long. He can't cope with this. The pressure's going to go on him enormously. You just think about that. The last couple of times that Celtic have lost to Rangers, no matter where it's been, eventually they've lost a manager.
What makes it more difficult as well, guys, sort of jumping in there, Rocks, it makes it more difficult because I believe, it's only my opinion, mate, I believe he's lost the dressing room. There's guys that don't want to play there. There's nothing they can do to next transfer window. I don't believe they've got vast amount of money to spend anyway. So realistically, who would they bring in to stop the rot? I can't see it unless you're clearing decks. If they've got to clear decks and get rid of 4, and they get money for them, they might be able to bring players in, but how hard would that be to bring guys in and try and get them to stop Rangers on their way to win the league title? I just think it would be too late by then, guys. And Zoxia touched on last night in the show, we could effectively at 1 point with them dropping points at Aberdeen, we could be 9 points clear.
A bit a lot, mate.
I can't see how they come back Oxford after this. I can't.
No, just keep our powder dry. One game at a time,
Yes.
man. One game at a time. Man.
Always one game at a time. Oh, please, and that goes for everybody. I know we can be fanciful with things looking forward, but see, in your mind, please, one game at a time. We've got to go over every hurdle, every single hurdle that comes our way. Get over it and get over it. By the skin of your teeth, I don't care. Just get over it. Get 3 points in the bag. Otherwise, sorry?
When he kept saying, I believe, I thought he was either going to burst into Whitney Houston or Martin Luther King.
What is Martin Luther King? Or The Bachelors. Remember The Bachelors? I believe.
Oh, don't know who that is.
What?
I don't know who they are.
They make noodles now.
Oh, right. Aye.
So come and join us, geez. I thought you must have. Is that the best stat you've got? The Walter Smith one? Come on. You've been at
That's the only stat I've heard of him. He's been talking for 15 minutes there. He's never mentioned any stats yet apart from Walter Smith.
Bridge, I believe he's no stats that's going to blow us. We'll know his stats. I believe.
Right, come on, Port Bear. Don't let us down. Come on.
I believe the children are the future.
Okay, Michael. Some of the stats I was shocked about, because it didn't look this way to me.
Right, wait a minute, I'm going to go on mute in case I fall off my chair when you use that shocking stat.
Are you ready? You ready to fall off your chair? I was actually shocked. This is Matt's stats, mate. So I was actually shocked Celtic had 56% possession and we only had 43. I felt we were pretty dominant. Total shots, they had 5. We had 9. They had none on target, we had 5. They had 1 off target, we had 2. 70. They had 78% passing accuracy. We only had 75. I didn't see a different game from what I saw, mate. They seem to beat us in all the duels, tackles, 60% aerial duels. They won them as well. And after that, mate, the only thing we really beat them on was, most fouls committed. So,
did you
notice? Are strange to me.
Did you notice? But when that was mentioned, and then somebody talked about the guys that had the 3 guys that had the most touches on the park were Duffy, Adjar, and the boy Welsh.
Correct.
Yeah.
So all their possession and all their passes were passing about the back 3 with me. Just let them pass it about, mate.
I would suggest that's right. Probably 80% of their passing and possession, right, is all done within their own half, and Rangers just dropped back and let them take it until they came into your half, and then they tried to get it off them. That should be how I look at it anyway. Because where else are they going to go? They ran up to the halfway line with the ball, and then they stopped, and they couldn't see a way through, so they came back to the goalkeeper even. Yep, I'm happy with that.
Aye, it just seemed because we seemed so dominant. When I read the stats this morning, I thought, God.
But if you took that bit of the stat away, Port, and then looked at the game differently, it would tell you a different picture.
Aye, that's what I'm getting at, mate. Yeah, definitely.
You know. Right, what else you got for us?
I
That's
hope
it,
it's
mate.
better than that last one.
No, that's it. I didn't go over the score of the date because I had an idea my good friend Oxchair would have some questions for me. Usually has.
Fox, cancel that jingle.
Don't do any sort.
Is that? Well, thanks for the call. Don't be a stranger. We'll be in touch. All right, Bridge. All right.
Go for it, pal. Go for it.
Right, what about this stat then, Port Bear?
I told you, every day's a school day for me in here, Oxchair, so thank you very much.
Right, what about this stat? Mr. S. Kipper sent me this, it was more for Bridge than you, right?
Right.
And I'll read it out. He sent me today, right? One for Bridge. And the reason he sent it is because he knew you were on Port, yeah?
Yeah.
And I know it's going back a bit. Jim Forrest on this day, 1963, scored his 23rd goal of the season. 23rd goal of the season. The following Saturday, he scored 4 in the League Cup final. To the end of November, he played in 6 games, scoring 3 more. Then, for some reason, Scott Simon played him outside right and left for 5 games, where he scored once. His last 5 league games, he was back at centre forward and scored 6 goals. He played in the centre in 2 Scottish Cup ties, scoring in both, one against Celtic. He missed 10 league and 4 Scottish Cup games. How many could he have scored that season? Unbelievable. That's a stat, isn't it?
Aye, that's unreal, mate. But I've heard you guys talk about this guy before, and to keep Messino, was that the boy that was like Rangers scored the most goals in one season? Did they not? Did he not score something like 45 in one season, am I right? Maybe more than that. I'm sure you guys covering this guy before.
You know,
Yeah.
goal machine, Bridge man.
It was wonderful to watch. Really, a nice guy, but something happened, and it might have been down to Berwick. I don't know. It might just have been all down to Berwick, and him and George McLean never played again after that. But it just could score goals. It was just, it had everything about a striker. What we call an out-and-out striker, big, heavy-legged, and my goodness, a thunderous shot. I thought he was a brilliant player. I really liked him. He was my favourite of that era for the goal scorers. If you speak to Mac, for instance, Mac would probably say Jimmy Miller.
Jimmy Miller didn't have a scoring record that Jim Forrest had.
No. But it was a different type of game then, because when Jimmy Miller was playing, you could batter the goalkeeper.
Robust centre forward.
Was it? Am I right in saying Oxchair? It was again. I've heard that a few guys that know something like 100 goals and 100 games, 70 goals or something like that. Am I right? I don't know.
I'll get his stats up, mate. I'll tell you a story about Jimmy Miller. I got confirmed. Jimmy Miller was getting capped for Scotland and came out in '66, and Bob Shankly stopped him. Bill Shankly stopped him.
Yeah.
And says to him, "Son, you're playing for the greatest club in the world." There you go,
Wow. Well, the great Bill Shankly.
Yeah, Bill Shankly. He always said sensible things. I like Jimmy Miller as well. I'm not being funny, and he was good.
One of our all-time greats, Bridge.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Right, Port Bear, 14 games. Yeah, 14 games we've played this season. Of those 4 goals.
Yep,
and scored 37.
Jeez, oh.
It's no bad, is it? Must be doing something right.
Oh, sure, as I said, I touched on it earlier on, mate. I think Stephen Gerrard said this was, I don't know if you remember this, guys, he said it was a 4-year project. He said in a 4-year deal, he said it was a 4-year project. And I think in the 2 years that he's done so far, full 2 years with that squad, the safety I touched on it, Connor Goldson says this the other day, it says 2 years of playing in Europe regular, working this this formation. Now, we've been quite critical of Michael Beale on here because we were wondering what was going on. A lot of times watching these games, especially in the home games, it's coming together, Oxshire, in my opinion. Finally, the coaching, the drills, and everything that's been going on with Michael Beale and the backrooms team, Gary McAllister, etc. Now maybe they're going to start getting the bit between their teeth, mate, and maybe this is the way Rangers will play in the future. If we go on and win the league this year, mate, could you imagine a third year with that same system again and adding quality? And I heard you touching on last night, we've still got guys like Aribo to come back in, mate. Hadji wasn't playing. You've got the boy Zungu, who's an unknown quantity at the moment. If Zungu comes in, actually, and he's better what we have, it's a scary prospect, mate. But Steven Gerrard, in my opinion, has got what a job in his hand, trying to fit in guys like Zungu and even Aribo, Oxshire, because how do you stop this winning team? This is a team that beat Galatasaray and beat Celtic. This is going to be very difficult, mate.
Scott Arfield's been in fire for us, mate.
Exactly. How do you drop him, Oxshire? That's what I'm getting at. How do you drop him? It's very difficult, mate. It's a difficult choice. He's got a difficult job in his hand, but it's a good problem to have, mate, in my opinion.
I think that the long break that we had under the shutdown has actually played me knock for maybe a couple of seasons to get refreshed. And you're seeing the results of it now. They've had a pre-season. They've got a number of games under their belt, and they're no letting go. They've got a position, they're no letting go. And they're fresh. They're still fresh by the look of them. I mean, Scott Arfield's more in our box than anybody else at times, He's really, really good. He's playing a marvellous game, and I think the manager's brilliant. I think he's a joy to watch, our manager. I mean, what he's doing and saying is just great. Just tremendous. I'm really happy with that. Can I just say that Prov One gave us a stat there now. Where has it gone? It says something like 100% of all Celtic supporters, their dinner was ruined on Saturday by Connor Goldson.
He's a guy who keeps giving, eh? He's a guy who keeps giving. Well done, Prov One.
So give us a phone. What's the number, Bridgeman?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Port Bear?
Join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and you'll be brought in by Old School Blue or our Fox.
Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back.
Can I ask a wee question, Oxen Bridge?
Yes, mate, yes.
Do you, any of you guys picking up on a different, players having a sort of different attitude, different mentality this year? And what I'm meaning by that is the celebrations after the goals. We Alfie for one, smiling. We Alfie for number two. He seems to be like the experienced, player, clapping and trying to drive the team, lift the team. And then there's a wee incident with Borna Barisic. I heard Linda talking about it last night. Where he's sitting his backside, and you can actually see him. One of them are giving him a wee bit of abuse, obviously, and he's giving the old F off stuff, and he looked pretty angry. I've never seen that wee man angry. He always came across to me like, sort of gentleman-like player. And I question just a lot about our players, about, their mentality and their toughness, and could they, hang it with some of these harder players and, not get bullied. They seem to have a bit between their teeth, Oxshire, and I think that's a big difference as we have noticed this year so far.
I don't think. I still don't think for a championship team. I don't think they're tough enough, but they're getting there. I think what happened to Barisic, he get leathered if he Scott Brown. He get back elbowed in the guts and then punched, And I think that's why he ended up sitting down. He was probably dazed, But
that was about 70 minutes later after that.
I know. It's just I don't think they're tough enough, and I think I'm waiting for the day when it comes when they go on.
14 games, 37 goals, 4 against. We must be doing something right.
Aye, the system's right, Oxshire. The players are playing for the jersey. The players are playing for each other. They look like a team. It's a team that's scoring throughout the team, regular. We're not relying on one person anymore, Oxshire. And we've now got a bench that, Otstein's adding quality. No, Joe Rebo steps off the bench, mate. In my opinion,
Did you see when he replaced Arfield, didn't he? If you remember there. Did you see the size of Rebo compared to Arfield? Did you see it, Bridge?
I did.
He's massive guy. He's bulked up something dreadful. And when I say dreadful, I mean big. You know, he looks at part, and it'll be nice to see him. Imagine if you get him.
You're not sure come off a boy easy.
No, I'm saying, imagine him on your team when he's fully fit again and he's in full flow, and Bassey beside him the same. I got get some monsters in your team then, you big fellas. That's what I like to see getting there. More like it them.
You like big fellas, you're supporting the wrong team. You should be supporting the other team. Look at their big fella.
No interested in them. Look, they're there, and you can't take it away from them. That one of them at least has played in the Premiership down in England and probably been very successful. That's the reason why he's up where he is. But I don't think he's going to be here next season. Put it that way.
And what about yourself, Oxford, on your own question, mate? What do you think yourself?
About the spec, mate.
Yeah.
About the spec.
What do you think about the current team situation, how we're playing? Do you see a change?
When we play, the test will be when we fall behind. 14 games, 12 wins, 11 clean sheets, 2 draws, obviously 37 goals scored, 4 goals conceded. Europa League qualification secured, back-to-back wins at Celtic Park. The season it's gone all right. We were all a bit concerned about how good it was going to be. We'd be judging that game. We went and won comfortably. What we've got with the system we've played, mate, if we need to, we can pull the 2 wide men in and we can go 4-5-1 quite easily, yeah?
I agree, yeah.
Yep. If we want to be expansive, we can have 1 sitter, and we can push 2 up to join the other 2 wide men, and you can basically go 4-1-4-1. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can go to all 4-3-3. You can go 4-2-3-1. So there's a lot of flexibility that built in. And you see that with the movement of the players, depending on who we're playing. We still need to move on and get a different system and be maybe more offensive when we're playing against this low block. That still seems to be what we have to unravel, but we're getting there, mate.
Yeah, well, what you touched on there, if you remember right, we were very critical on here for the first 2 seasons practically because we didn't feel we had a plan B, am I right? Is that what we were saying this, weren't we? And I think Gerrard is more often than not deployed the 4-2-3-1 this year. He seems to have tweaked it a wee bit, and we don't play the 4-3-3 as often. So I think at times Oxford will revert back to the 4-3-3 in Europe, etc. And use the 4-2-3-1, which was a plan B, which we didn't have. But I think we're adding guys like, Zungu, who will give you that option to sit in front of the back 4. I know he can play a number of positions, but he's a big unit. He's 6'2". He's something we ain't got. And if this guy comes in, hits a green running, he might give you the option, mate, again, as you say, to change it and have a bit of flurry about the team where we can change it during games. If it's not going right or if it is going right, we stay in the shape we are. But no, definitely, mate, I think what they've added, and obviously what they've been coached during the short pre-season, it's definitely changed, mate, and it's changed for the better. I totally agree with you, mate. It's a great point.
Bridgeman? Bridge? Last call.
Very careful,
Right, just leave him. We'll move on with him. He's only on half wages now.
But we just put it in my bank in, mate. Just give me his half a wages.
Don't do that to me. I'm just getting back.
I'm getting wages.
You're getting my wages, Doctor. You're not even defending me there. God save us, Port Bear. You could just all answer that question for you there. Well, Bridgeman's doing what he's doing. Shocking.
He's on a team at all.
That boy's a shocker, isn't he? Get your button. If you got pulled up, get your
But
breech
you know, I
pulled
was
up,
going
boy.
to say, if you paid it me, I was going to still get it to you.
I do apologise, but what was the point that you were asking there? But I do apologise.
You obviously weren't listening, so you've missed out on the question. We'll move on. What's
Okay,
the
bud.
number, Port Bear?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Bridge?
You can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, and Old School Blue and Fox will bring you in and look after you. Enjoy yourself. It's good.
It's the flexibility in the system is there. It's getting the team. Obviously, you're not going to get through a season, Port, without injuries and suspensions. We're not going to pick up a lot of suspensions. We're not getting sending offs. We're not a dirty team. We never have been under Gerrard. Morelos is getting the odd booking. But he get booked. I think he was the only player that get booked on Saturday, wasn't he?
It was, mate. Yeah,
Mhm.
Rangers certainly. Yeah.
You know, so we're not going to have a lot of suspensions. You're still going to get the odd one out of a season. So the team will unravel. There seem to be a lot of fit boys who play week in, week out. Barisic, Tav, Golson. Obviously, McGregor's there with a great backup. We've got Hollander, who everybody thought Balogun was going to be the man. Phillips come in, got the jersey. We've got Katic and Hollander sitting in the background. We've got Big Shirley covering a lot of the back four spaces as well. The midfield, we've now got 6 players committing for the 2 positions. We've then got Kent, Roof, Beaton, Hadji, Ellis, all competing for the starters. You know.
It's a frightening prospect, mate. You know.
So we get 2 yellows on Saturday. Who get the other one? Let me think.
Arfield.
That's how he would have. Aye. So there's so many positives, mate. You just need a bit of luck, Port.
Well, you know, you touched on Big Hollander, mate. When he gets his injury and when we saw Balogun, I mean, I certainly did. I thought, God, a big fella Hollander might struggle to go back in, but with Balogun's injury, it's the old saying, Oxshare, if you know somebody's, you haven't looked over your shoulder and there's, a player of real quality, I just don't think a big man gets the praise. Although Goldson and that got the praise at the weekend, I thought that big guy didn't put a foot wrong. Maybe apart from the one when they broke through and Griffiths had that chance that he tried to cut back, but other than that, Hollander, mate, is an absolute outstanding defender. He's an old school defender in my eyes. He defends very well. He didn't put a foot wrong. He's an absolute Viking warrior, mate, in my opinion. And Balogun's going to have a job in his hand, try to get back into the team. And as far as the rest of the team's going, the squad, mate, you touched on them. Very difficult, Oxshare, to get into your squad if you make mistakes. We have got real quality to step back in. I'm not worried anymore about, last year I moaned that we only had 12, 13 players that we could really, really trust. But I'm not like that this year. When you're on the bench and you took Arfield and the other boy off, you bring Jack Naribo in, they were first team players for us, and Naribo started the season flying. So if Naribo can get to that same sort of level again, mate, I dread think that Rangers could date teams further on, in the European tournament and in the Scottish League.
I was just going to say, I don't. I hate to sort of talk too much about people coming back. I just hope Aribo does come back and he does well. It will take him a couple of appearances to show what he was, a wee glimpse of what he used to be able to do. He's going to have to take his time. If he comes back and he hits the ground running, then we're flying, isn't we? Somebody's going to have to let it sit out a bit, let him in. But you were talking about Hollander. Hollander is a marvellous player, great reader of the game. You watch him; he reads the game so well, and what a passer! Well, brilliant passer. I like him.
Playing against this low block, we go forward. That we've got. You might have a game where we've got Kamara sitting, and in front of him you've got Arfield and Aribo. Roof on the right, Kent on the left, and all them try to join in with Morelos at home against some of these teams. Yeah.
Yeah, on the low block, Oxford, that's something you maybe need to do, because we can rely on that defence, can't we? We can, as I was calling it before, we can rely on the stainless steel curtain to keep the goals out at the back. You know what I mean? And then obviously, as you say, your Kamara sitting, and then you've effectively got seven players who are going to try and get past that low block. And I would favour the 7 players to go and have a right go, mate. I agree with you.
Well, you've got a combination there. Different players. We'll be joined by Alex, but we'll bring him in a couple of seconds. But are you hot, Port Bear?
Am I
You
hot?
warm. Bridgeman, turn that thermostat down. It's roasting in here.
Are you hot, Port Bear? Oh, that's a nice one.
Hold on a minute, Bridgeman. I've got to say something though. See when I walked in here tonight, see the housekeeper in here, it's got a wee bit, not happy about it. You start lifting your cups and put them in the sink and stuff.
That was that Linda. She's very messy.
I was surprised walking into that tonight, Oxford. I'm not happy
Very
with that.
messy.
Aye.
Very messy. Never mean.
What a shocker, you two.
No, Bridgeman, come on. If they're on the show the night before, you'd go to. I walked in.
I'm the one for telling stories, but the odd time when she's doing her biscuit and her tea, she misses.
Is that where the crumbs were on that carpet? You just got that carpet, Oxford. That carpet's just been bought.
She better get it sorted out, Linda.
Aye.
Right, we're going to have a tune shortly, but before we go to the tune, I'll bring in Alex. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Ox.
Oh.
Turn your...
Is it still?
Very strong, very strong.
It's always like that any time I speak at first and then it calms down. Sorry, guys.
You know the message there, don't speak.
It's kind of hard to phone in if you don't.
I don't know. It would improve your call 100%.
Oh, thanks very much, Oxford. It's
Right,
okay.
we've not heard from you for the weekend. Give us your thoughts.
Was that the Bridgeman gets his sweeties out there again?
Aye, pocket muncher. See, Bridgeman, he's one off you.
Listen, mate, that's how he's got all that money in the bank, because he's as tight as they come.
I don't believe that for a minute.
I'm telling you, mate, he's as tight as 2 coats of paint, mate.
I would believe that about Port right enough, but no Bridge.
No.
She's been thrown out of the kitchen now.
How we doing, guys?
We're all right, mate. Everybody seems to be in a good mood.
Yeah.
I don't know
why. Aye. By the way, I've got to commend your show on Saturday. I was in tears laughing at all the colours coming in. Your man, Big Stevie for the drum, kicked it off, and then your man Shug, and then I've never heard the Chinese Billy Boys before.
Brilliant.
Aye, I've actually heard that guy when doing that, but when he phoned in, he was delighted when he called you, or you called him a YouTube celebrity guy. Oh, brilliant. Fantastic show, guys, but what a Saturday. Fantastic.
Well, we've had better. No many.
You look Del Boy there turning to Rodney. Oh, we've had worse days.
If Carlsberg did Saturday's Oxford,
Oh, aye.
Alec, we've obviously, I'm a bit, but Port was talking about the games in the mid-90s and that. I'm a bit young to remember them, but but have we ever went there and won that easy in your memory?
No, I've never seen a game like that, pal. We've basically no broke sweat for the entire game, but it just shows you where we've came from and where we are. And we showed Celtic absolutely zero respect. That's what we've been wanting out of our team. Stop fearing them. Go in about them. Ask the questions and we'll get the answers. And on Saturday, by God, did we get the answers?
I'm not having that. I'm a bit young to remember that, I'll tell you.
Right, get yourself in mute. We're going to have a tune.
Here we go.
Not too sure about that number, Bridgeman.
I wasn't sure about it at all myself. I enjoyed it.
Aye.
I wasn't too sure.
What would you call it? A toe tapper, but
Oh, definite toe tapper, that's for sure. Definite toe tapper. But I wasn't up dancing in the kitchen like some of the songs make me do, you know.
Poor choice by the technical team.
You think so?
Who's
I
your
think
DJ,
it's the influence that Port Bear's got. He's probably picked that song.
Who's your DJ night?
It'll be a mixture between Old Holborn and Rastafari and Gold.
Very good. I like that.
But disappointed, you know. I was looking for something maybe a wee bit spiritual. That's all right with you, Bridge. Something make carry on this good mood. Anyway, right, Alex, who's Sean for you, mate? Who's Sean for you big time on Saturday before we move on?
Two players for me, Ox. Kamara and Golson. I thought the two of them were exceptional. Our midfield were unbelievable to a man. Kamara, 50 grand. Arfield, a free transfer. And who's Davis?
Sir Stephen Davis.
Could I forget? To a man, three guys worth 50 grand between them, and they bossed that team. That Celtic team were worth £56 million, seemingly. You wouldn't have known looking at them. It was just a very, very controlled performance. I'm not getting carried away. I thought we actually played within ourselves, but that underlines how bad that they were. You know, but brilliant. You would take that 2-0 all day long, but let's kick on for it. Let's not lie in our laurels. It's only 3 points at the end of the day, but it's a marker for the rest of the season for me.
Oh, it's the game on Saturday. Sunday. Hopefully we can get a result on Thursday. See what it takes us, and you're hoping that maybe Aberdeen can get a result, and then we can get a result. And we would only take a Bridgeman then. We'd only need a Bridgeman, if that makes sense, Alex.
Yeah, but I think that the confidence in the team, Livingston have to come to us now. We're playing obviously at Ibrox. We're on a far better surface. The confidence should be flying throughout the team. It's another chance to put some goals on that goals aggregate bracket, as well as putting the 3 points on the board. But Aberdeen won tonight, I believe. They were 4-1 up at half time, so they'll go into that Celtic game with confidence themselves, because you know a couple of wins for them, their games in hand, and they're right on Celtic's tail.
Equal points with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's there. It's there. I mean, they should be. I mean, what our performance on Saturday should be telling the rest of the league is stop standing off Celtic and giving them too much respect, and only, you know, admitting a 3 or 4-0 defeat and let them run out of the tap. Have a go at them. Ask the questions and see how good they are.
Did you see that start? Their last 3 games in total, they've had 4 efforts in goal.
Abysmal, mate. I'm not surprised with that, because for my sins, because I'm a betting man, I watch a fair bit of them because I like to see how they're playing. So I watched the game with St Johnstone, and honestly, they were dire. Absolutely dire. I've been saying it for the start of the season. They've downgraded on their keeper for Foster last year, so I knew that Barkas was a bomb scare. Big Duffy is as slow as treacle. The only thing that I would have liked to have seen is Ryan Kent be a 1-on-1 with him, because he's getting showed up for what he is. So they've no replaced their Virgil van Dijk, and they've had 3 attempts now to replace Kieran Tierney. They're downgrading their players all the time. They've downgraded their manager, and their best players don't want to play for them. Port Bear's right. You're in Cham, you're Edward, you're Rogic, you're Beaton. None of the guys want to play for him, which can only be good for us.
You're here. Long may you continue. I'll give him a 10-year contract.
Oh, definitely.
I'll have to
Anyway.
admit that from a Rangers fan
Anyway, we'll be
perspective.
joined by Andy for Leeds. We'll come right back to you, Bridge. Evening,
Anyway.
Andrew.
Evening, boys. Everybody okay?
Sorry, Andy boy.
How
All
are
right.
you, mate? Have you recovered for the weekend?
Yeah, I'm just about coming round. It's been Pepsi Max for the last 2 days, man, honestly. I did an all-nighter all the way through.
I've been getting reports on your behaviour, and I've got to say...
Go on.
No. I'll leave it at that.
Let's say I floated through most of the last 3 days, but
Emotional, would that sum it up?
I was definitely doing that, definitely. Yeah. Well, my missus says she was putting out the rubbish there the other day. She said, "I knew you'd scored twice." She was out the 2 times. She knew. I started up at one side of the room, you ended up at the other. The rest of it, I was just floating through. I couldn't mind much about it. I can remember the game right enough, but that's about it. But fantastic! But yeah, the last 2 days, Pepsi Max, man. Honestly, might try again on Thursday, when we play
Is
Europe.
Is the liver nipping, mate? Is it?
Oh, everything's nipping. I'm not kidding you. Jesus Christ, I tell you, I've not been like that. I stayed up all night before the game, and like I say, I had all the drinks in there for Saturday, and I had to go down twice to go and fill it up. You started on Wednesday, you got the battle fever going, and I could just take it away from there. Like I say, on the game, right enough, I think you could see the fear in their eyes when they come out in the pack. I think we had it one before we even kicked the ball. I don't think we got it second gear.
Bridgman, he's trying to blame us too for him overindulging. What do you make of that?
Alex as well. Alex sitting there quietly. He's got a lot to do with it. I know enough, But happy birthday, by the way, Alex.
Thanks very much, Andy.
Well, you never told us about Alex's birthday.
Well, that's for them to tell you, isn't it? Yeah.
He's
21 again.
He's 21 again.
It's my 24th anniversary.
Is that right?
It's my 24th anniversary and my 21st birthday. So I'm 45 a day.
you Oxjerkin pal. Every 2 years late trying to find a way to make you feel young again.
I'm by far the youngest on this panel.
Do you have a straight face?
Distance. In fact, I'm that young, I think I'll put in for that strip off a Pro V1.
No, you don't do that. For God's sake. Just embarrass yourself. Come on.
You're not getting embarrassed. He's serious.
No, I don't think so. Well, you might be right, but you might be.
See me with a full strip on and the ball under the arm walking up to the bistro.
Do you think anybody would recognise you? Do you think if people would recognise you? You'd be like a blimp. You'd look like a Goodyear blimp.
There you go, Alex.
Yes.
But would I got you a cake, Alex,
Thank
for health
you.
and safety? Wouldn't they let us because of the candles? Too many of them,
Do you have it?
I would become a fire hazard.
No,
Fire hazard.
you've got to remember health and safety.
When we get Bridges cake, we only have to get the ones with the numbers on
it. Brilliant.
Bridgeman's got a blowtorch.
Hey, you. Wow, I'll tell you.
Happy birthday, Alex.
When Bridge blew his Connells, we got a message from one of the media outlets. They thought one of the popes had died.
Oh, what a night. Brilliant. Oh, the party's brilliant tonight, isn't it? It's really lift your spirits. I just love it. Oh my God. I bet you're glad you came on tonight, Alec.
Oh, definitely, guys. Parter's always good with you boys.
I've got it official. I've just had a message from Mrs. Andy for Leeds.
Oh no, poor Andy. Come on, Andrew.
Drum roll.
Go on then.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a
Oh, it
picture
sounds
that
bad.
is, boy.
Sounds bad. Sounds
Oh,
bad.
She's just slowly starting to talk to me, like, put it that way, like, you know. So I must have been, I must have been singing Annie Laurie there. I think.
Annie Laurie.
I was listening to the two shows like on Saturday night, like I can't remember nothing, honestly. Oh dear.
Andy,
Go on.
Andy, were you like that boy Shug that phoned in that was going to promise his wife a night of passion?
That's brilliant. I think I text back and said if that's what she's expecting, God all that. No, the best one's the Billy Boys. He must get me. Somebody's got to get me that for my ringtone.
You'll get it on YouTube. Right? That's what's wrong with you. You don't take this show serious enough, Port Bear.
I'm sorry, mate.
I've not recovered for Big Stevie asking me why in the quiz.
Oh dear.
Hey, by the way, just while I've got you two on, Andy and Alex, you'd have beat this Bridgeman and Port Bear in the quiz last week, wouldn't you?
I think we'd have done all right,
easy.
actually. But they were brilliant shows, though. Like I said, sometimes just listening to you is just I go on that Facebook feed and some of the banter in there. Honestly, man, it's fantastic. You're all great guys. You know what I mean? You keep everybody going, and it's the quizzes were fantastic. Stevie, man, I mean, geez, he needs to get another wee diary out there, a wee blue book or something, don't you? Like, you know. But brilliant shows.
I know that my partner was shocked with the questions that were being asked. They seemed rather difficult questions for him. For him.
That's how.
Well, there you go.
Would you
I don't say it anymore.
Would you not say, Alex, that Rangers supporters should know about their complete history?
Aye, I would say that when you're putting a guy up in a jury box or that, to cross-examine him, you should surely know a wee bit more about the history of the club.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alex. That young boy for Port Glasgow is just going to throw himself in a water.
Aye.
I'll tell you.
Thanks, Alex. Understand.
I'll tell you what, there was some good questions in there, right enough, though. There was some cracking questions in there.
Aye. All Foxy's work, mate. I only read them out. Fox is a man.
Right, by the way, Ox, can I ask Port? He said one of his stats earlier about the possession for the game on Saturday. Can you remember what he said there, Port?
Yes, I do.
I'm sure he said it was 56%. 56% to Celtic and 36% to Rangers.
56.5.
Take your shoes and socks.
43%.
That comes up to 99.
Oh, I didn't give you the point. Do you want the points? 56.5 and 43.5. Is that you happy, Alex? Jesus.
Don't you begin upset now, Port Bear. You know what happened the last time? We came back for 5 days.
Cancel that jingle. Mate.
I think Linda will need to get the abacus out for him.
Her match is coming a long way. We've had her. She's been on the course. She's done really well with her arithmetic, Linda. She's worked hard at it.
Oh, top girl.
Those are stuff. Great on the football.
She's
right.
There was a rumour on the wee phone, the wee WhatsApp thing, thinking that someone had already told her what the questions were. I don't know how true it is.
That's scurrilous, totally unfounded, and a downright lie.
Okay then, that's fine.
Is there an investigation being carried out about this, Bridgeman?
There was only one bit of spivery when Foxy never worked. The young Gary got about 5 minutes worth of questions.
Get the compliance officer in, guys. Get the compliance officer.
And that wasn't skullduggery. That was because he forgot to press the start. Right, enough. Right, look, a big European game coming up.
Shocking.
Really important for the club for prestige, revenue. And I don't think I was alone in we're all saying, oh, Europe. We don't want Europe. Let's park it. And we just want to concentrate in the league. And I hear people from the other side of the city. But it's so important for us as a revenue stream. Port Bear.
110%, mate. It's well documented on here, me saying it's Europa was gravy, and since Gerrard took over, all I wanted was, the league. That's all I ever wanted. I wasn't up or down where we get knocked out the tournaments, but as we drove through tournaments and came out of group stages, mate, came out of qualifiers, etc., and got to the last 16, I'll always back them next year. I really will always back them because of, in my opinion, at some points they were punching above their weight, especially in the first 2 years squads, but they done it next year. And as I said to you before, this year they're now becoming a very, very experienced European side, and I keep touching on it, a very young side, may I add. There's only 2 players that bring my average age down, and I just think this year again.
You mean there's only 2 players that take their average age up?
Aye, I did mean that, but I thought you would just miss it and skip it out, But anyway, I just think, mate, I think we could qualify for this group. In fact, I think we could top this group, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, the revenue is very important. I understand it totally now, because we need this revenue to consistently evolve this team, mate. And as we get to the promised land of the Champions League, like I keep saying, we need better players, mate, when we hit that sort of level, because Bayer Leverkusen was a level last year. I'm not embarrassed getting beaten off of them. I think that was our level last year. But next year, when if get into the qualifiers for the Champions League, or we go straight in, I believe, if we win the league, I think this is where we need to be, mate. We want to be playing European tournaments, Rangers. The leagues were bread and butter. 55s were the big holy grail in my opinion. But a dominant win at the weekend against the Old Firm, lifts the spirit of the team, confidence sky high, and we go and play Standard Liège, mate, in Belgium. And I think, mate, we'll beat them away. I think we'll beat them away, and that's my opinion.
All right, Alex. Important for the prestige of the club. It's been important to help us get where we've got to. Would we had Roof? Would we have written? Would we have been able to keep Morelos if we hadn't had all these runs in Europe?
No, you're right, pal. And Port Bear are absolutely bang on. Listen, I watched a wee bit of actually the Standard Liège game at the weekend. I got the last half hour of the game just through my phone. They played Bruges and managed to nick a 1-1 draw with them. Bruges are a Champions League team tonight and went away and beat Zenit St. Petersburg in the Champions League. So that tells you that Standard Liège are a good team, by the way, guys. They've only lost 1 game this year in their first 12, and I think they sit third in the Belgian table, but they're only 1 point behind. So that they've had a good start to the season, the same as us. Do you think Gerrard is going to change it, rotate it a wee bit for Thursday, guys? Because I think he will.
I think Jack will come in.
Mm-hmm. I think Jack will play as well, mate, because I think it could be a tighter performance. Who'll go out? I don't know.
Do you think Aribo and Hadji will come in too?
No, I don't. I think Jack could come in for Barker, and Arfield could go in one. Yeah, personally. I don't think there'll be a lot of changes. But then again, we don't know who's getting knocks or whatever. Do we, Andy?
No. I mean, on what you were saying, I totally agree with Pot and Alec there. I mean, I think we're at a level now over the last few years in Europe that, we are definitely, of that group stage quality. And teams don't want to play us now. And if you'd have said that a few years ago, Christ, we wouldn't even get mints in Europe. I think on the team, I think Jack will come in. Can he see it, but do you think he might give Davis a rest there?
It doesn't seem to. It's as if Stevie gets allowed not to train and just play, doesn't it?
Aye. But I think this is a good yardstick for us, as Alex just said there as well. Like, this team, sounds pretty good. I think Rangers, we've been playing with Inversell and we're rolling along quite merrily. Maybe a tougher kind of test will stand us in good stead to get us to go through the gears a wee bit more and get us going forward. I mean, it's great. It's, you know, we've done them now. We've put ourselves in a position in the league so they can go up there and show themselves, you know, in the European nights now, and hopefully, you know, put up a good show there. And then, you know, it takes, you know, the confidence that we give them as well, if they could come away with a result there. I mean, it just keeps snowballing. It's a snowball effect, isn't it? And I think we can. I mean, I don't think these teams are any harder than what we had in last season's group. So I think we can, honestly do. I think we can go and get a result. I'm not sure if we'll win there, but I think we can definitely get a draw there, and then it sets it up for when we get them back at Ibrox. I can't win the league. I'd take a draw. I'd definitely take a draw, definitely.
Jeez, in a European tie away from home and against decent opposition. Port Bear, if people want to join us, give their thoughts. What's the number?
0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. You brought in a call with Fox and Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, and we'll contact you right back. And what can they talk about, Bridgeman?
They can talk about anything they want as long as it's about Glasgow Rangers, the famous Glasgow Rangers.
Yeah. What a position we're in. We were saying we'll take this one. Well, this one come out, who'll play. And people see it slightly different. I don't think we've had the praise or the credit we deserve what we've done in 2 years, because when I looked on Saturday, Alex, what team had the better squad?
Oh, that's, well, on paper and on valuation, Celtic had the better squad, but what Gerrard's done in that time has been incredible. As you said earlier, the only thing that's missing is silverware, and that's what we crave. We need that silverware to underline how good a job that Steven Gerrard's done for our club. And the monkey will still be on his back until he wins that. Because, the doubters and the haters are always just that one result round the corner to bring it all up again. You know, so the team needs to kick on for this and prove to all the doubters, prove to the haters that Steven Gerrard is leading us into the light. He's leading us to 55.
Man, that momentum could grow if we could win our next 2 games. Bridgeman, Europe, away from home, we're talking about different players in and out, and we're not weakening our team. It's a good position to be in, eh?
Oh yes. You want to, particularly in defence, you want your best back four if you're playing four at the back. You know, every position you want to be your best player in that position, most assuredly. Obviously, he might want to sort of go with the team that started against that mob the weekend, but quite a few people on the two Keenan Barker starting, particularly in the European game. But I've got great trust in the manager. As long as we can see, there's got to be a good quality midfield, and we've got lots of good players that are in there. But see if he doesn't play his best back four, best goalkeeper, and his best midfield, he will get a bit of criticism, because this is Europe and this is a need. We need this. In my opinion.
That's the problem, which is if he brings in Jack and say did take out Stephen Davis and we lined up with Jack, Arfield and Kamara, would you say it was weak, Port there?
No, I wouldn't, mate. As much as I think, you know, a wee fear of losing momentum gamed over the Victoria Park Keed, mate. But we have. I'm only predicting maybe 2 alterations for starting 11, mate. I think if Alan McGregor will stay in goal, I think the back four will still be James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, Philip Hollander, Borna Barisic. That keeps your back four intact, in my opinion. I think Ryan Jack's probably pushing to come in. Other than that, I think they'll play maybe, like you touched on, I think you might keep Kamara in, and I think you keep Arfield, mate. At the end of the day, I think you might give Davis a wee rest, and then you'll have. I've got a funny feeling Hadji will come back in for the European game. Kent and Morelos, I think that'll be the team, mate.
Right, okay.
It's just continuity. I just want everything to be, pretty much as is. But just because Davis needs a wee, in my opinion, give him a rest. Jack will take that role, and then bring Hadji in, as I say, because I think that's when the games are made for him, mate. And they'll come out and play against us because Alex touched on it. They played Bruges, who are the champions, and had a go at Bruges. So I think they'll have a go at us as well, mate.
They play a high press as well, so could be interesting.
Folks, can I just say something, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, on you go.
Yeah. Listen, the big difference this year is I think we don't have a fear of actually changing the team, either the starting lineup or from the bench, because let's face it, guys, we've got about 7, 8, 9 internationals on the bench now. We've not had that the last couple of years. So to lose the momentum in the team, I kind of agree a wee bit with Port Bear. But listen, you're replacing quality with quality. So I think it's not going to detract for the kind of the team formation and the starting lineup and the strength of what we've got to play with in the first place.
It's the understanding though, Alec. See the understanding between, especially Bridgeman will help me on this, like your back four and along with your keeper. For me, that's your foundation. And as I said, Bridgeman will back me on that. That's definitely a thing I think you've got to keep together. And as I said, just a couple of wee tweaks in midfield, and as I said, and Hadji in there as well. I think there's not much you're changing, but you're bang on, mate. We've got a lot of national players of a great level. So there's no fear factor anymore when you're changing the squad about. I get what you mean, mate. Yep, understand.
Yeah, back him up there on that one, that's for sure. Which is more than he did for me just a few minutes ago. Shocking.
Oh, dear.
I love you, Bridge. I love you, really.
That was a
Thank you, pal. Thank you.
Used to being a team, I think. I don't like the way he's a fell out. It's not been nice. It's not been nice to watch. Hadji. Barker. I mean, Alex, I wouldn't say I was Barker's greatest fan, but the coaching staff seem to like him, don't they?
Whatever he does in training, obviously Gerrard likes what he does. I mean, listen, I know he's not a kind of a first pick for as far as the fans are concerned, but he must do a job within that team that we're not really looking at. He's backtracking on Saturday there to work, Frimpong, on that wing there. He wasn't allowing him to go forward. He wasn't giving him the space, and his speed to break in behind him is an asset for us. Jordan Jones done it in Motherwell a couple of games ago. So there is something there. Listen, if Gerrard's then happy with the job that he's doing, then who are we to argue with it?
I mean, I get you, the manager picks the team. Andy?
Barker? No, not for me, right enough. But like you say, he picks the team. He sees something that he thinks he does for the team. I mean, I thought he looked lost in that game, honestly. But there again, that could be the drink dull in my brain. But I just thought he looked lost in the game. I think, to be honest with you, with the quality we've got on the bench and all that now, I think he'll only be a fringe player now, bench at most now, because we've got the Rebos and all the other quality players getting fit and coming back. So if he was to pick him then, with everybody fit, I would be kind of surprised, to be honest with you. But like you say, you've got to trust Gerrard, haven't you? And he's got away with it at the moment. I just don't see what we see in him right enough, to be honest with you.
I think with Barker, mate, I think you would call him a squad player rather than a fringe.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, squad player, that's what I meant to say.
You see what I've done there, Pop? But
yes, mate,
I've seen it as well. Right enough. Well, I'll tell you what, it was down to me to be a fringe player. But no, he's a squad player. I get that. I'll get the last word in there later. I just don't rate him at all, right enough. But I mean, as I say, there's always like carriers or whatever you
coaching staff. The coaching staff seem to,
Well, if they get paid the big bucks for it, I'm just a Rangers supporter like that wants to see us do well and all that. And we all have our favourites, don't we? And we certainly don't want him in, that's for sure. But if he's doing the job for Rangers and we come up beating the filth every time, wait a minute, can he complain? I've got to say that I'm wrong and he's right, But as I say, I don't think I can't see him figuring much when they all get fit. I really can't. But you never know, do you? You know, the way Jones played against Motherwell, you know, I would have thought that Jones would have got some kind of game there on Saturday.
But
You know,
he was absolutely dreadful against Ross County, Ibrox. He got his chance, mate, and he never took it.
Aye, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
you know, Jordan Jones got his chance and he done absolutely nothing in that game, mate. He had the chance to submit the place.
But to be honest with you, Rox, nobody did much in that Ross County game. We just did enough.
No, but that's the chance where you can take the game by the scruff of the neck, be man of the match. And,
I can't disagree with that right enough. You know. I'm just talking about Bakker as my surprise to him being in there on Saturday.
Well, I'm no Bakker's biggest fan, but for some reason, Port, the management squad, the management team seem to the rail, man.
Yeah, they quite like him, don't they? Oh, sorry, Port.
It was the only one I was scratching my head up when I seen the lineup for the weekend, mate, to be honest. It was, I thought, right. Mm-hmm. But then, as the boys have touched on, there must be something where he's deployed in the system that's what they've worked on during the week. It's all I can hang on, but Oxchair, they must set the system out. He's involved in it and he must be given instruction. But the only thing during the week there is, the weekend, sorry, I didn't see what his instruction was. I struggled to see what part he was playing in the game. He was very soft, you know. He done a lot of running back. I get that, but other than that, mate, there's a few times he tried to make runs and he was easily brushed off the ball. But look, I'm not going to second guess Steven Gerrard. Like, the man's done a fantastic job, mate. But in my opinion, I just don't see how much longer Brendan Barker can even stay in the squad, mate. I know that sounds harsh, but we're fully fit and our Itton's all fit and Roof's fit and the boys are all back, like Rebo and them, you know, is that the only reason he's getting in the squad? I don't know. But I think he'll find his chances limited when our team's fully fit, in my opinion, mate.
Well, it's interesting how the coaching staff like him, but I'd be interested to see what the team is, but maybe with a clue. I've not picked up, I don't know about yourself, Alex, any injuries or that. We seem to have come away from the game with a clean bill of health.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Gerrard certainly didn't intimate that there was any injuries, but by the way, why should there be? The guy's hardly broke sweat. But listen, see, going back to that Ross County game, if you remember right, there was a few disgruntled Bears speaking about how badly we'd played and how much you struggle. You know what? See the 3 points? Vital at the end of the day, aren't they? They are new anyway.
Every 3 points is vital.
Yeah, I know. So a wee lesson there for some Bears that are kind of still moaning about the team or moaning about how the team's playing or whatever. See, as long as we're winning and putting points on the board, it puts pressure on them. They're imploding in it. If you hear the radio stations and the social media and all that, they're absolutely baying for blood. So long may it continue.
Can I just say that I'm just urge a bit of caution, because I'd wait until tomorrow night before I say too much about, because that nonsense with Morelos slapping Scott Brown, which I thought was absolutely hilarious, I must admit, and the look on his face, that could end up with a compliance officer.
No finish, mate. There's no have to today.
I don't think so, pal. I think it happens on a Tuesday. I'm not 100% sure, but
was afternoon.
You're right, and he's right enough. He's right. So if we don't hear by tomorrow morning, we'll be all right.
You don't know what day of the week it is.
I do not.
That's gone. That ship's sailed, mate.
And rightly so, sure. Rightly so.
A wee bit of fun, you know what I mean?
That's what it is. It's a bit of competitive.
He was bad mouthing him.
Well documented how these two behave with each other, you know, and Scott Brown's got to realise that as well. So he gives it out, he's got to take it back. That's only my opinion. So let's hope Scott Brown's not going to mumped and moaned about it. And that's how it's been heard nothing of. It was nothing, absolutely nothing. A bit of banter between two professional players. That's it. That is it. Nothing to answer to.
Well, thanks for reminding me I'm in the wrong day. Brilliant.
And you thought you were going to win. Listen, guys. You thought you were going to win the sport, bro. Then you come up.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you've seen the day the kind of the news for the SPFL that they're considering forfeiting matches for teams that can't put a team in the park for their COVID reasons now and gain them a 3-0 victory. I mean, are these guys just making up rules to suit themselves? Aberdeen and Celtic should have forfeited, but they let them play their game, so they can't do it to every other team.
How can you change rules mid-season? You know, it could only happen in Scotland.
Yeah.
You know? And the reason they didn't put it down at the start because they knew it could affect them. Touch wood, we've done ever so well with that stuff so far. The club has seemed to be doing everything right, but you don't know how long it'll last for. So, and then
I don't know if you're aware of. Yeah, I don't know if you were aware, but see that game at the weekend, Standard Liège and Bruges players, 3 of their players actually tested positive for COVID. They've actually got a bit of a crowd in their games as well now.
We were really fortunate the weekend because what they'd done was the opposition socially distanced phase for the whole game. So we never had any chance of getting any.
You're a bad man.
I can only see what I say.
Say what you see.
Aye,
tell the truth, mate. Tell the truth.
What's the number of people want to join us for the last bit of the show, Port?
It's 0141 356 1972. Come on, guys. Come on in. Give us your opinions.
Where else can you join us, Bridge?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and Old School Blue and Foxy will bring you in, make sure you're okay and look after you. Enjoy it, it's really good.
Bring you in. And if you phone in, hang up and we'll contact you right back. I've just had a message for Linda. Bear Bridge. There'll be lawyers' letters on the way to you two.
What?
Thorough accusations about or having any questions. And we want to get your phone records, Bridge, for your WhatsApp group with the person that's made the accusation. She's taking it the full road. Good on her, Linda.
Right, well, I'm going to personnel about the state of this studio night Oxshire. I'm going to personnel because the state of these
I never said she was tidy, did I? I said she was honest. I never said she was tidy.
Honest and tidy.
We're modern men.
Mind take your union report.
Oh, I will, mate. I will. I couldn't even find my mic or nothing. Moving my stuff about this desk. So they were.
Shocker, Port Bear. That's shocker.
Try to get it in my locker. And somebody's blowing my locker.
If you turned up and you didn't have a locker anywhere, would you not take the hint, Alec?
Your locker's been cleared out. Thanks for your time.
Don't be a stranger.
I mean, Bridge, man.
That man no more.
I've got
people out in the street going, no more Stato. No more Stato.
You'll get a portion in a drawer. There's only Bridge, man, with a locker.
Oh, boy.
And I've got to sit in the flare. I've not even got a seat.
We've only got 2. Right, so where are we? Right, I said I'd take a draw. Obviously, the game starts, you want to win, Alex. But away from home, decent opposition, you'd take a draw, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, mate. Aye. Listen, taking anything away from home against a decent opposition is a good start to the campaign for me. You've got to remember the financial implications as well. You get extra money for any points that you do take. Listen, if the win's there, then we try and go for the win. But I'm pretty sure Gerald did his homework and he'll field a strong enough team. I think he'll make a few changes. I think he could make 3 or 4 changes because all of a sudden the league becomes far more priority for me.
I'm really interested to see what the team will be. I don't think we'll have any clue after his press conference, but we'll see. Andy?
Yeah, I'm the same. I think he could make 2 or 3 changes, but as I say, I still think we're good enough if we concentrate the way we have been doing in Europe. I think we're good enough to go over there and get a draw. It wouldn't surprise me if we won, to be honest with you. I'm not saying we will, because I don't like forecasting scores. But see, when you look at it, the momentum's there with him now. And Stevie G, he's eye into Europe. He loves European football, and he seems to, over the last 2 or 3 campaigns there, he seems to have got the measure of whoever he comes across. So it wouldn't surprise me if we won, but I'd take the draw. I mean, Belgium, the national team up there, aren't they? So it's a good quality opposition we've got. It's a good yardstick for us to see how far we've gone again. Another bigger step up, probably. And if we can come off with a decent result there, then ching ching, there we go, no fears for it. I think Rangers will do okay.
Port Bear.
I'm pretty confident, mate. As I keep saying, I think we're now, in our third year of Europa League. I think we're a very good Europa League team. I think our experiences, we've had a lot of great results, actually. That. Even getting beaten Galatasaray to get to this stage, last year, Porto and all them. We've beat some cracking sides, Feyenoord, etc. I can see Rangers getting a result out here on Thursday night, mate. I can see a win. And the only 2 changes I think there'll be is Hadji will come in and Jack. So Davis drops out and Barker drops out.
That's a brave prediction, pal. Brave prediction.
I just think we're there, mate. I really do. I think we're there. I think we're a very, very strong European side. I think, like somebody touched on earlier on, teams don't want to play us in Europe. I bet you, when the draw was made, I bet you loads were thinking, don't fancy Rangers in our group, because we've put a lot of big teams to the sword. We really have.
I think we have to be realistic as well, honestly, because this is a group stages, Every team is going to feel what their strengths are and feel how good they are, and possibly feel that they're good enough, and have maybe pick to who they think is going to be the winner, if not themselves, who they think is the strongest team in that group, and target the rest of them. Sort of a tactical thing, just play against the rest of them. And I think Rangers are a good team in Europe, and I think if they can get a good result away from home the first game, and I mean a good result's a draw as well, but if they get a draw or better, absolutely fantastic, just absolutely fantastic. Bring that back to Ibrox and then show them we can play and play well. Show them we can play any time we fall in it, but get them back to Ibrox and get a good victory, and there you go. That will still see us up near the top of that league. Yes, mollocate them. That's what I say. Mollocate them.
Our record in Europe, Andy, is we're punching way above our weight in the last 2 years. I mean,
yep.
What we lost to Young Boys, we lost in Germany, we lost in Moscow. Sounds like
Well, you look at the quality of teams that we've played in it, might not be up there where they were, in yesteryear, right enough, but they're all big names. Some of them that we've played in. I just think what he's done there is just like, you just wish that could get imported into the Premier League, don't you, over the 2 years? But hopefully it's coming this year. But look, as I said before, I'm not saying that we will be as out like that, but at the end of the day, as Porsche said, they don't want the players. When they drew us, geez, look at them. I mean, I just think they'll be okay, and I think he's got the mentalities, Gerard, to work European teams out. He's done it as a player, and he's certainly doing it as a young manager there. I mean, his record stands up with anybody, doesn't it? So keep going. I mean, there will be a setback in one of these European League games, because you can't keep going on the way we are, but it's how we bounce back for it. But if we go over there and get a draw, beat them at Ibrox, that's 3 out of 4. Or what was he getting points for in Europe? Was it 3 points for a win, innit? So that'd be 4 out of 6. That would set us up pretty nicely. I think the other mob, was it the Polish mob? I think we'll be all right against them. And who's the other one we got in? I can't remember.
Benfica.
Well, we usually do well against Portuguese teams, don't we? So they all no fears for me neither. They've dropped quite a ways with Benfica. So I think this is a big one. If we could get a nice restart, as Fox said there, a draw, that's a good result. It starts you off, gets the confidence going, undefeated again, and then into the league, hopefully sort Livingston out in the prod and then get back into it the following week wherever we play. and take it on from there. One game at a time, that's the way I'm looking at it now. And if we can do that, we're not going to be far away this season. Hopefully, we're going to go and
okay, I'll cut across Andy. We'll be joined by Alan for Hampshire. Evening, Alan.
Good evening, gentlemen, and can I just say happy birthday to the judge? Not bad, he's turning 60 today.
Aye, thanks very much, Alan.
That's all right, mate. I put a birthday card in the post, but it get lost. I touched about.
There'll be no money going in it, that's for sure.
Actually, it was an annual
no money in
it. Standard Liège, everybody knows they're quite a tough cookie to beat. It's going to be a very interesting match. This is going to bring the best out of Rangers. Benfica, I've got one of my best friends down here in Hampshire. He's Portuguese. He's a Benfica supporter, and he keeps in contact with his family. And they are absolutely petrified that they get Rangers in the group. They would have picked anybody but Rangers. They've got a lot of respect, considering we beat Porto, we drew with them, we beat Braga. I mean, they're looking at us and they're thinking, oh, Christ, we've got Rangers, the Portuguese slayers, as they're basically addressing us. So I think in that group, I mean, it's in our own hands.
But I think this is the game that you need for momentum. I think no getting beat would be a great result. Is we're playing against a decent side, and we'll see what we get when we get back to Ibrox. But obviously they'll have a few thousand in the ground, but the whole competition's changed because no fans.
I think, mate, there we drop my fans in the group. I think it'll give Rangers players a wee lift as well, just for at least some sort of atmosphere. But honestly, mate, I do not fear Standard Liège one bit. And I know I'm never usually as positive as this, but I've seen enough of Rangers in Europe, mate, over the last two attempts, then my third one now. And at the start of this season, with a bit between your teeth, I think Rangers will go out and do a job in this team on Thursday night, mate. I really strongly believe it. I really strongly believe that we'll go out and do a job in this team. And I think it'll go down to between Rangers and Benfica, who will top the group. That's my opinion about them two. Between them two, and that'll be hit, mate. We will beat them on Thursday night. Mark my words.
All right, mate. I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. But I'm just a wee bit of caution for me. There's no mugs. Alex?
No, as I say, I caught a wee bit of their game on Saturday, and they looked as a very open team. It looked a very open game, so that could well suit us. But what I will say is we might be disadvantaged in this Europa section now, because I think we're the only team that doesn't have a home crowd. So I just hope that the players aren't kind of spooked a wee bit with actually supporters in the stadium, because they're doing great without them.
Well, we've been joined by a caller who always performs in front of a crowd or without a crowd. George 3K. How we doing, Georgie boy?
All right, DFS. How we doing, DFS?
Good job. Evening, chaps. How are you, man?
All right, Marker.
I'm brand new Marker right then. I was struggling to get my phone working last night. I couldn't get it working at all. There was something the matter with it. I don't know what the script is, man. I can't work these things out, man. I'm talking about. But the day, for some reason, man, about half an hour ago, it just come back on again.
How are you doing, Dermot? Okay.
What?
That was Jim 115, British.
Oh, so it was.
Oh, dear. You don't know what day of the week it is.
I'm phoning in to say, by man, I'm fully confident in Rangers against Standard Liège and over in Belgium. And I honestly think the way we play in Europe, we play expansive, really, really good football, quick passing, etc., etc. And I think we'll beat them 2-0. I really do.
I hope you're right, George. I hope you're right, mate. I really do.
I believe you will.
That's a brilliant prediction. Brilliant prediction. Fearless.
What about your opinion yourself, Oxshire? What's your opinion on them, and how do you think we'll fare in this group?
Belgium football historically punched above its weight, didn't it?
Has, yep.
Some cracking sides of the years, Bruges and Anderlecht have competed at the top table in European football. Their names, Standard Liège just below them. So we're on the way up. Belgian football got a lot of good players trying certain parts of the world. Difficult to predict. And I'm just saying, I'm just urging caution. I take a draw. Is their name Mugs? I hope George is right. Of course I do. Of course I do. But I'm in the Alex camp. I don't think there are any Mugs.
And what about your team? Who do you think? Who's dropping out?
If I was picking the team, if everybody's fit, mate. On you go, George. Shiggy's your team.
I think Jack will drop. I think Jack will drop out for Davis. I really do.
Jack will drop out for Davis. You mean Davis will drop out for Jack?
Aye, sorry, aye.
Look, George,
I knew what you meant, mate.
George, I'm going to give you a wee bit of don't hang about with Bridgeman, mate. He's getting to you.
I just want to say, George Junior, he deserves that new tap.
He deserves that new tap. That's the reason why George Junior.
George Junior.
Yes.
George the Third, is that? That's George the Third.
George the Fourth.
George the Fourth, is it? So, right, George, you got 1 minute. Give us a reason why George the Fourth should get this top.
Because he's my son. My grandson.
Come on. Hold on.
Nah, well, I'm all like kids, on lads. You know what I mean? I'm all kids. Someday, man, I can a rough life.
You could have come on here and told us he got his bike stolen yesterday and all that, and really gave us a sob story, and we'd have bought it.
Aye, that's what
Ox, I've got a daughter. Ox, I've got a daughter who had her bike stolen yesterday.
Oh well, life's tough, Alan.
His daughter's 24.
I think Alan's story is quite good, actually.
But he stays in a castle, Bridgeman. He stays in a castle in Hampshire.
That's
Oh,
all
you
right.
better believe it.
That's all
Keep
right.
English away from me.
He might be the gardener, for all you know.
Oh dear. Right, brilliant, George. Right, so
No,
wait a minute. We'll be really fair about this, right? That's two potentials. George's grandson, we'll look at that, and Alan's daughter, we'll look at that as well. We're very fair, Bridgeman, aren't we?
Absolutely.
George's
I think
grandson
there should be some points going ahead for Alan's daughter. I think that's.
Do you know something?
number one.
Do you know something? I would like, for being Lindsay's father, to give it to Georgie's grandson then.
No, don't do that.
No. We would rather pay off DFS for George than give a script. Right,
don't talk about that. Don't talk about that, man. I'll be that many cuts. I'm not one of these self-abusers.
How can you follow that? That's brilliant.
Been up to them, Mark, cutting the head. What you been doing?
Right, George, enough.
I'll reverse this snap and get it in 9 months.
Superb.
Right, Bridgeman, it's over to you, brother.
Oh, what can I say? A great night tonight, and thank you very much to my partner, Port Bear. Gave me a good support tonight. A good support compared to the other night. Good support. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is thoroughly enjoyed the night. Great night. Now we're talking 2 sleeps, and we're into the European area. So let's get cracking, Rangers. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us, and so they do. They need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank all the callers? Can I thank Bridge and Port for hosting the show, Old School Blue, and Fox for doing the technicals? But I think it'd be on the right, Port Bear, that we give a special shout out to Pro V1, who came on with a marvellous gesture for our little Rangers radio show.
Yes, like I said earlier on, mate, top man, Pro. I've met a lot of cracking bears through my time on this show. A lot of generous guys who, when bears are, a wee bit down, are always willing to help, and that's a great gesture. And I thank you on behalf of Rangers Radio for doing that, mate. And all the best to you. Stay safe, my man.
Yeah. But thanks again, Pro V1, and we'll sort something out. Can I thank again everybody for taking part in the show tonight. Thanks for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10. We'll be joined by Big Stevie for the drum. We couldn't come on tonight because he was still in the same state as Andy Felix. Take it away, old school boy.
Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean and Rangers. Just cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. When McAvaney scored the first, the beggars thought it was the first of many Rangers. Cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. It didn't take long to realise when Super Ali equalised. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Then up stepped Super D. It was a 30-yarder all the way. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Then Andrews claimed he couldn't see when Super Ali made it 3. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. The Ibrox fans, well, they wanted more when Kevin Drinkle made it 4. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when the Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, Ibrox Park, it came alive when the bold Mark Walters, he made it 5. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. When Barry McNeil went home that night, he said to his wife, the Celtic are shy. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha, cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, you got me singing the blues. You got me singing the blues.